With a soft focus and tape technology. What is tape technology? Cute ideas as always, bad execution as always. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. Alright, you know the drill. Let's zoom in and talk about the eye look. So today is my first day back from being away for Christmas vacation. I say Christmas vacation. We went to visit some family in Pennsylvania, which was super fun. But I haven't filmed in like a week and I'm like, oh my gosh, which camera am I looking at? What am I doing? Bert's here too. I'm back again with my bean man. Look who's here. He's so happy to be back with us again. He acts coy, but he missed us. He missed us so much. But anyway, let's talk about the eye look. I kept it very simple today. I'm wearing the shade Aquamarine from the Oden's Alva 2 eyeshadow palette, which I love. This is like one of my favorite eyeshadow shades. And then I went in with the white liner from my Coke Float split liner from Glisten Cosmetics, and I just added one of my little Michael's gemstones. When in doubt, when you really want to jazz up a makeup look that is otherwise pretty basic, add a little gemstone on your inner corner and it'll make you feel super fancy and super cute. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out that my definition of a basic eye look is, yeah, not all that basic. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in a makeup anti-haul. So I think this is the second one I've done this month, but you know what? December, the beauty brands are really cranking out the makeup releases. So there's a lot of new makeup releases that I want to talk to you about. You know, in my last anti-haul, I talked a lot about holiday makeup releases, but now that we're past Christmas time, we're starting to get back to your standard releases and releases that are intended for the new year. So there's a lot of interesting makeup releases I want to talk about today, all of which I'm not gonna buy. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear a makeup anti-haul, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Alrighty, so the first new makeup release that I am not going to be buying is the new Pat McGrath Bridgerton collection. I haven't seen Bridgerton. It's on my list of things to watch because it does look fun, but I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to be sitting here saying, I think this is bad because it doesn't go with Bridgerton. I'm simply viewing this from a makeup perspective. If this is an intellectual property that you like and you were interested in these colors and want to buy it, there's no judgment on this side of the screen whatsoever. That being said, I don't want this at all. There's like one shade in this palette, obviously that beautiful sky blue. I'm like, you know, anything that's like a shade of like pastel blue, I'm all in on. I love that stuff. However, that doesn't make me want to buy the whole palette, because when you really sit here and look at the whole palette, you got an icy blue, which is gorgeous, and then you have a couple of neutral, like pinky neutral shimmers, and then you have two more vibrant shades of pink and a brown. It's basic, you know, it's very basic, love. They have English accents on Bridgerton, right? Nar, isn't that what they say? Anyway, for me, the color story is just not all that interesting. The packaging is beautiful, as Pat McGrath packaging always is, but for me, the purpose of these anti-hauls is not to sit here and, you know, look at it overall as a whole. I like to really break down the items and think about how things would add to my own personal collection. So for me, looking at this, packaging aside, Bridgerton aside, it just looks like a pretty basic palette with a couple pops of pink and one fun icy blue shade. And for the cost of a Pat McGrath palette, yeah, not happening. And I was surprised to see that the blushes are a little more on the basic side, because I thought, you know, playing off of that very like English royalty, I feel like English royals have a very like, you know, like rougey look to them. Like I feel like the blush is pretty intense in those looks that you see from like English royalty. But these are pretty basic looking blushes, so for me, compared to Pat's other blush palettes, this one would not be my go-to. And then the highlighters look pretty. The highlighters look pretty enough. I don't know, I mean, clearly this is a collection that's about artistry. I mean, you look at the embossing on all of these. There's freaking Bumblebee in the palette, like that is so cute. The embossing on the highlighters looks like literal royalty. There is so much thought put into this collection, and I cannot take that away from them. And as someone who is a huge critic of IP collabs, I do at least appreciate that it seems like there was a lot of thought put into this collection, and although I'm not gonna buy buy it because it wouldn't add anything new to my collection, and I don't think it's going to be worth the price point. I do appreciate the hard work that clearly went into this, and I would love to know if you guys are planning on picking anything up from the Pat McGrath Bridgerton collection, or if you watch Bridgerton. I don't know, do you think I'd like it? I don't know, I'm like nervous to try it. I'm like, oh, am I gonna get boring? I sometimes can get bored by shows about royalty, but if you guys tell me it's good, then I will definitely watch it. Okay, now let's talk about a boring Colourpop collab that is not coming to my collection. I feel like every anti-haul just turns into like a Colourpop roast, and I can't help it because they just release so much dang makeup all the time. I'm not gonna talk about all their new makeup releases because honestly some of them are so boring that I feel like it would be a waste of time. But I will talk about their newest makeup release, which is their All The Buzz collection. Okay, so they have their Wannabe palette and then their So Fly palette. Cute ideas as always, bad execution as always. So yeah, the Wannabe collection is supposed to clearly be based off of bumblebees, but there's like no yellow in the palette. I mean, there's yellow tones, don't get me wrong. You look at this and I can see the yellow tones, like there's definitely a mustardy shade, you know, all of the browns are clearly warmer browns, but at the same time, if you're gonna do a bee-themed collection, give me some yellows, give me some golds. What the heck? Why would you call this the Wannabe collection and not include more yellows? Clearly they're not doing that because they already have a yellow palette, because we know that Colourpop is happy to reproduce the same palette 40 times already. Don't make something bee themed if you're not gonna go all in on the bee theme. And theming is typically Colourpop's strong suit. So for me, looking at this, I'm like, this is one that's gonna be so forgotten so quickly. This is absolutely going to be one of a million forgettable Colourpop releases this year. And then the So Fly palette, it looks cute, I guess. I mean, flies, you don't have to play as much to colors because they're typically just like black. Sometimes they blue in their eyes, so I do appreciate that they have the blue in there. It honestly reminds me a little bit of the Bridgerton collection because it does also have like a blue and a pink and a brown. I mean, granted, those are really basic colors, but this one, for the same reason as the Bridgerton one, I'm not gonna buy because it doesn't add anything new to my collection. I am once again begging Colourpop to just take a week off, take 2 weeks off even. Oh my gosh, you'll be blown away by the new ideas you come up with. Rest can be good, Colourpop, so maybe just take a break, take a think for a while. I know they probably have a big team that's like their whole job is to constantly be coming up with ideas, but I think this collection as a whole is just proof that coming out with a new release every week is not always worth it. I mean, do you want 90% of your releases to be forgettable? I feel like that's what happens with Colourpop, is they're just releasing stuff so fast that so many of their releases end up being forgettable. I mean, I'm trying to think of some of their stars from 2021 and I'm like having trouble thinking of them. I feel like the only memorable Colourpop releases from the last year are like the intellectual property collabs, like the Lizzie McGuire collaboration they did and the Powerpuff Girls collaboration that they did. But I feel like all their originals have been very forgettable lately, and I think if they just took a little more time, put a little more thought and effort into the palettes that they're making, then they would be less forgettable, because this collection is very forgettable. All right, let's talk about a new makeup release from Fenty Beauty, and that is their new Kilowatt Fluid Liquid Highlighters. Fluid Freestyle Highlighters. I've tried to say the name so many times and I keep saying it wrong. But this is the newest release from Fenty Beauty, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I just feel like this kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I know Fenty is, you know, somewhat known for their highlighters. I feel like more so a couple years ago. Like, I feel like if you talk to people in like end of 2017 when the brand launched, and like 2018, people would be like, yes, you gotta get the Kilowatt highlighters. Everyone was using them. I have their Diamond Bomb highlighter that I was obsessed with for a really long time, and I do still like, but I definitely don't reach for as much anymore. But I don't feel like past 2018 you hear people talk about their highlighters as much, just because I think we've all kind of strayed away from that really strobey type of highlighter. So it was very strange to me when they announced they were coming out with a liquid highlighter, because I have not seen people release liquid highlighters that weren't body highlighters in a long time. And who knows, maybe this is gonna be a 2022 trend and they're gonna bring it back. I mean, I stand by Rihanna single-handedly bringing the lip gloss trend back. We weren't wearing lip gloss as much before 2017 when Fenty Beauty launched, and I stand by that. Rihanna is an absolute trendsetter, so maybe liquid highlighter is gonna come back. But for me, I decluttered all of my liquid highlighters in 2018 because I realized that they looked drying on my face, and it was much easier to go in with a cream highlighter or go in with a light hand with a powder highlighter or do a sort of glow from within type of highlighter. And these don't really really look like glow from within type of highlighters to me that you could put like all over your face because they look very metallic-y. You know, I've said a million times that I like to use my Auric Glow Lust. Why am I gripping it like this? I like to use my Auric Glow Lust as sort of an all-over highlighter to wear like under my foundation to give me a glow from within, but I don't think these look like those type of highlighters. Like I said, they're just very metallic-y looking, which is just not something I'm really into anymore. It looks like it could be great for just like really spot highlighting and just adding a little bit on that cheekbone there. And the shades look nice. It does look like there's a shade for everybody, so I do appreciate that about it. But I don't know, I guess I just really wanted to talk to you guys about this. Like, are you still into liquid highlighters like that? I'm interested to see the response from people and to see people get it, you know, and I'm definitely gonna watch reviews on it, and maybe I'll be eating my words next month. But I would love to know what you guys think of these new Fenty highlighters because I thought they were a very strange new makeup release. All right, now let's talk about a new makeup release from Rare Beauty that really surprised me, and that is their new bronzer sticks. So the reason that this release surprised me so much, and I think surprised a lot of people in the Trend Mood comments, is the shade range. They're only coming out with 4 shades, and that is just very weird for Rare Beauty, who came out with an awesome foundation shade range right from the jump of their brand. Same with their concealer range, same with their blush range. I mean, they launched like 8 different blushes with their initial launch. Same with their lip balms. They've just always launched such a wide range in whatever new products they've come out with. It just really didn't make sense coming from a brand like Rare, who has already been so inclusive. And I will say, of those 4 shades, it does appear to go from like very light to decently deep. So at least she didn't come out with 4 shades that were all clearly aimed towards fair skin tones. Like, you can see that there was an effort made towards deeper skin tones, but at the same time, that's not enough. 4 bronzers is not enough at all. Oh my gosh. I'm sure they'll expand more in the future, but why not just expand at the beginning? You know, Rare Beauty announced their launch as a brand like a full year before they actually launched, and I feel like that was because they were working so hard on these shades, working so hard on their foundation range and concealer range to get everything perfect. So I feel like they're no strangers to like waiting to release something until it's perfect. So why release the bronzers before the range is perfect? I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. And at the end of the day, it's a stick bronzer, and there's a ton of brands that have way bigger ranges. You know, we just talked about Fenty Beauty has a way bigger range than this, and I know people really like their cream bronzers, so I would probably advise looking there if you're looking for a good cream bronzer. e.l.f. even has a better bronzer range than this with their e.l.f. putty bronzers. They might not have that much more. I think they have 6 or 8 shades, but they're also way cheaper, and I absolutely love my e.l.f. putty bronzer. So I feel like you don't need this. I don't think this is gonna be life-changing. I feel like there's already a lot of really good cream bronzers out there, and you should definitely look for a brand that's gonna have a better shade range for you to look from. All right, now the last new makeup release I want to talk to you about today is really funny because I literally just talked about in my makeup trends we're ditching in 2021 video how I hope that they stop making products like this, but naturally Tarte did not listen, and they are coming out with a new Shape Tape Cloud Shape. What is it called? Shape Tape Cloud Coverage with SPF 15 foundation. If you missed my video where I talked about makeup trends I hope we're ditching in 2021, I talked about how I really hope that makeup brands will stop putting SPF in products, because when you advertise that something has SPF in it, the average consumer is going to think that that is going to count as their sunscreen, as they should, because it's very misleading marketing when you say, oh, this has SPF in it. But if you don't know, and it's totally okay if you don't, because I didn't know until a couple years ago anyways, but when you apply sunscreen, you want to use the 2-finger rule, and that doesn't even apply to everybody. That's not enough for everyone's face. It's totally going to depend on the size and shape of your face and everything, but for most people, a general rule is you want to use sunscreen that covers 2 fingers, and that's enough sunscreen. Now, are you going to put 2 fingers worth of your foundation on? Probably not, especially if this is claiming to have a Shape Tape style coverage, which we're gonna get to how annoyed I get about companies overusing a product name a little bit later. But to me, this is just very misleading advertising, because people are gonna think that they're wearing enough sunscreen to count as their whole sunscreen, but they're not. So if you do wanna buy this, or if you do wanna buy any makeup that has SPF in it, just know you still need to wear your sunscreen underneath, because this product alone is not going to give you enough sunscreen coverage. But aside from just that, let Shape Tape go. Let Shape Tape go. Oh my gosh. Tarte, Charlotte Tilbury, NARS, Too Faced, Urban Decay, they all have these brand names like the Naked, the Better Than Sex, the Orgasm, the Pillow Talk. Like, they all have names for products that they just will not let go because it's been successful for them. And Tarte, I'm begging you, let Shape Tape just go away. You know, keep your Shape Tape concealer. Obviously that's a cult favorite, but I think people are getting a little bit tired of brands just throwing their most popular product name in front of everything in order to try to sell stuff. What is Shape Tape about this? I'm reading the description that I'm assuming Trend Mood probably copied from the brief that she got with this listing. With a soft focus and tape technology. What is tape technology? Explain to me. You can't just throw terms like that around there and expect it to sell. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so this apparently has tape technology in it. Does that mean it's just Shape Tape but like thinned out a little bit so it can be foundation? Didn't they already try that before? Are they trying to make us forget about the whole Shape Tape foundation thing that they released a terrible shade range with? Because we still remember that was pretty big deal when it happened, so I don't think we're gonna be forgetting that anytime soon. But this claims that it's, you know, gonna blur imperfections and that it's gonna smooth and brighten your complexion. It's got a lot of high claims here and probably is not gonna do most of them. Who knows, maybe I'll eat my words. Maybe this is the best foundation ever. I won't buy it because I don't want to buy a foundation with SPF in it. Oh, I also forgot to mention the other reason I don't like SPF in products is because a lot of people have sensitivities to different types of sunscreen. So if this is, you know, like an avobenzone, octocrylene, octinoxate type of sunscreen, a lot of people have sensitivities to those. If it's a mineral sunscreen that has titanium dioxide in it, a lot of people have sensitivities to those. So I just think you're alienating a lot of your audience by coming out with a product like this. And you might even give people a negative skin reaction if they don't realize that they have a sensitivity to certain types of sunscreen. So that's another reason I don't like the SPF in makeup. But yeah, to me, this is very clearly just trying to, you know, both use their name to sell product, hop on to the skincare infused makeup trend. You know, this product says it's infused with avocado oil and snow mushroom extract. So clearly, you know, throwing those skincare plant-based terms at us to make us be like, ooh, yes, I love it, I'm listening. But I'm not listening, Tarte, because you threw Shape Tape in front of it. You put SPF in it, and I'm mad about that because I don't like those things. But yeah, this is a big swing and a miss for me, and I think this is gonna be a very forgettable makeup launch for the following year. But you guys let me know if you're picking this up or if you've been in stores and you've tried it and you've swatched it and it's amazing. I'm always open to hearing your opinions, so please do let me know. All right, you guys, and with that, we have reached the end of the video. That is my makeup anti-haul for the day. I was gonna say for the month, but I've already done one this month. That's my makeup anti-haul for the moment. You know, we're living in the now, we're keeping it current, talking about new makeup releases and how I feel about them. You know I talked about the ones I don't like in today's video, but I am super excited for all of the new 2022 makeup releases. I think it's gonna be a great year for makeup. I think we're gonna get a lot of fun, innovative, new stuff. I think we're gonna see a lot of bold colors, and I'm super excited about it. Check out my 2022 makeup trends prediction video because that was really fun, like predicting what's coming for the coming year, and I already feel like some of my predictions are starting to come true. So very excited to see what new makeup releases are to come. But of course, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what new makeup you are not buying this month, as well as what new makeup you are buying, because I love to hear about it all. I just love to talk about makeup with you guys. It's my favorite thing to talk about. The dogs are barking next door, the cars are beeping outside. It's all very exciting over here. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and they're always really cute and sweet like this one. Check out my description box for all of the makeup on my face today, as well as a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources to support the Asian American community, and resources to support the LGBTQ+ community. So please click on those links if you haven't yet. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!